All right, in this video, we're going to be talking about exactly how to pass the FTMO challenge without ever having to take a manual trade. And in this video, we're going to be showing you a Forex robot or expert advisor that's allowed Tyler and a whole bunch of other people to pass the FTMO challenge. Okay, in this video, we're going to be talking about how to pass the FTMO challenge using an expert advisor or an automated trading solution like a Forex robot. And before I show you how Tyler did it and how a whole bunch of other people did that, I want to tell you the quick story about how we came to this. As you guys know, FTMO is a funding company or a prop firm that once you pass their challenge, they'll fund you all the way up to $100,000 and you get to keep 70% of the profits. If you're anywhat familiar with their process, basically you have to grow your account by 10% in a month without ever hitting 5% loss in a day or 10% loss overall. And so this can be challenging, especially when using expert advisors. Now, a few months back, we had actually been searching because we had been trying to pass the FTMO challenge and we were failing by ourselves. And we're like, I wonder if there's an EA or an algorithmic trading solution that could actually help us pass this. And so we went searching and searching and searching, and we finally came across a guy that was actually using an expert advisor, and he had told us that he actually passed the FTMO using this specific Forex trading robot. And so we got all excited about like, we've got to get our hands on this. And at first he wasn't willing to share it with us. And obviously, after a little bit of time and quite a bit of money, we were able to pay him a whole bunch of money. And actually, he agreed to hand us over the source code. And so we got the source code and we're like, wow, this is powerful. And we started having our coders go in and add specific things to make it even better, to increase the odds of being able to pass the FTMO challenge even more. And after we did that, Tyler went on and he set it up on his account with FTMO, and he was actually able to successfully pass the FTMO challenge, which I'll show you right here. You can see this is Tyler Turner, his certification of passing. You're going to hear from him in just a second. And so we're so pumped about this, and we started sharing this with other people inside of our community. This was another guy that had passed it. His name is Tan. As you can see, he passed the FTMO challenge there. Then we had other people. This was Charlie that used the same expert advisor. He was able to pass the FTMO challenge. And there was more. There was Mitchell Morey. He was a new trader that started using this and was able to pass the FTMO challenge. This was actually Casey. He actually passed the FTMO challenge twice. His goal is to actually have $600,000 funded accounts, 3 in his name and 3 in his wife's name. And then also Yuya passed the FTMO challenge as well. So at this point, you may be thinking, okay, well, how does this actually work? What is the strategy, or what is the expert advisor robot? And that's what Tyler's actually going to explain on how he passed using it. It's actually called TitanX, is what we decided to call it. And at the end of this video, we're actually going to show you how you can get 6 months of it for free, how you could use it and try it for yourself. So Tyler, why don't you go ahead and show people really quickly what TitanX is and how you used it to pass and what the different settings are.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to show you exactly what I use. As Adam showed, I did pass the FTMO challenge. In fact, let me just share my screen here. So yep, this is my challenge right here. You can see that I hit the profit target, 10,460. And I was under that max daily loss of $5,000 and wasn't even close to the max total loss of $10,000 to pass the challenge. So I was really excited to be able to pass this challenge, especially by using an automated EA, an expert advisor, or robot, like Adam said, to trade on my behalf, especially because, you know, if someone doesn't have previous trading experience as well, this is a great opportunity. So I want to show you guys the exact settings that I was able to use to pass this challenge. And I want to show you kind of what this looks like. If you're not familiar with expert advisors, they're pretty cool. So you can see here, this is the MT4 platform, which you may or may not be familiar with, but this is where all the trading happens. And you can see here, I have TitanX loaded onto these 8 charts. And these are actually the exact 8 pairs that I use to pass the challenge. And the cool thing is all you have to do, guys, is use this EA, drag this EA onto these charts. And what it's going to do is it's going to take trades on your behalf based on the settings that you put. So I'm just going to dive in here real quick just to show you some pretty cool settings. So one really cool setting that you can actually see here is we have an equity protector. We added this into the code, just like Adam said, after getting a hold of this. And you can see here, for example, I had a max daily loss of $4,973, which almost failed the challenge by hitting the 5,000 mark. But because we had this coded in, that actually stopped me out. It helped me to not fail the challenge and stop me before I would have failed that challenge. So that's a really cool feature that obviously I was able to take advantage of to help me pass the challenge. And then we have some really cool settings in here as well that help to manage risk as well. So there are things like the dynamic pip step. This is a really cool one because each pair is going to act differently. We have 8 pairs open right now. Some are going to be more volatile, move differently than others. And so using a dynamic pip step, it's able to actually trade based on that pair's volatility and not be too aggressive on some pairs and not as aggressive on others. So that's a really cool one. Then we have risk management settings. Like we have different modes like yoga mode, one called lipo mode, amp mode. And these modes, essentially what they do is as you get into that deeper and deeper drawdown or floating losses at the time, it'll kind of manage your risk automatically instead of you having to, maybe go in and close some trades and try to manage that risk so that you don't, hit that max daily loss or get in too deep of drawdown. These settings are going to help you to manage that drawdown and pass the challenge. So we use these multiple times. I mean, we didn't use them, but the EA used it multiple times throughout the challenge, the yoga mode especially, and lipo mode. So those are really cool. And I'm not going to go into detail on how those work exactly, but they're really, really cool risk management. And then there's some really cool settings down here as well, especially post-funded. There are different rules than when you're actually taking the challenge. Like you're not allowed to trade through the news. You can't hold trades through the weekend, once you're actually funded. And so there are also settings in here that we've added that help a lot with that. And it's been really amazing to use that as well. So, not having to worry about the news. Am I trading during the news? We have a filter that's going to make sure that you don't close or open any trades during news events. And then also a really cool strategy of kind of scaling out before the week is over. So you don't have to just cut everything with a loss at the end of the week. If you're floating in drawdown or something like that, there's a way to actually strategize and get out at a good time during the week. And to do that automatically, which is the cool thing, you don't have to be sitting there, watching when's a good time to exit or anything like that. You can strategize just by picking the settings that you want to use, and then, just letting things work out that way.
So Tyler, I got a question because I know one concern that people have about using expert advisors is that FTMO has this rule where you can only use the same strategy for up to $300,000. So how do we get around this?
Yeah, that's a great question. That was the same question we had, obviously, after passing and seeing the power of this tool to be able to pass FTMO and help a lot of people to pass. We had that same concern. So we reached out to them multiple times just to make sure that everything was good. But essentially how it works is, they don't want you to be getting into the exact same trade, same price, same take profit, stop loss, like to the pipette, right, of other traders, essentially copy trading across all these different accounts. So the cool thing about this expert advisor is you'll never be in the same trade as another trader or person using this expert advisor. So that's the cool thing, is we don't have to worry about that at all. We verify that, and really as many people as we want could use this and could be benefiting from it.
Totally. So guys, this is how Tyler did it. This is how a bunch of other people that I showed you earlier in this video have done it. They actually use this tool called TitanX. I know you're probably wondering, well, how can we get access to TitanX? It's pretty simple. You can go to, we actually created a whole like 45-minute presentation where we break this down kind of more in depth. This was kind of a high level overview. So if you want access to that, you can go to tradingopm.com, tradingopm, as in like trading other people's money.com. And we put together a little web class. It's short. It's like 30-40 minutes where we go through this in depth. This is literally how we've shown hundreds of people how to get funded up to $100,000 and beyond using different prop firms. So you can go ahead, go to the site right now, and you can check it out. And also, inside of this presentation, at the end of it, we show you guys how you can get access. If you want to use the TitanX tool, you can get access to it for 6 months for free, actually. So make sure that you watch this presentation. You'll see kind of the full in-depth strategy there at tradingopm.com.